Had any weird dreams lately?
It's funny you should mention that, actually.
Oh, right, okay.
I messaged my friend, as I do whenever I think someone appears in a dream.
Right, okay.
So,
You tell them when they appear. Is that a
yes,
rule?
yep, whenever they appear. Normally, my dreams are weird, and I'm not just talking like flying through the air. They're normally pretty strange.
Have I ever appeared before?
You
You would have
haven't.
told me if I had.
Exactly. That's the thing. You would have known.
I would have known because I would have been told if I had appeared.
Exactly.
I've never appeared then. No, you've never seen me.
No, or at least you've not been like an integral part. You're not
Right.
you're not like a main character.
Okay, sure. In the plot of your dream.
Exactly.
Can you give me sort of the latest one? Can you like run
Yes.
down?
So what happened was that I was going to like a massive shopping center, like Meadowhall,
Yeah.
right? Where it's like 3 or 4 floors or whatever, and it's massive. I was with my friend,
Yeah.
and we walk into the front doors, and immediately we're greeted
Can you
by
name your friend? What's your friend's name?
B, as in BEE, like the animal.
Okay, like the animal. Okay, call him B. So you're with B.
And they're with me, and we're opening the doors. The doors open, and we're immediately greeted by stairs. Right. So straight away it goes up. Now, we don't see this yet. Right in front of us, there's a rock climbing wall.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you have to go up to the next floor. So we start climbing this thing. I hate like climbing stuff, and with like no protection because I feel like I'm gonna fall off.
Yeah.
So like I'm starting getting nervous in my dream, and all of a sudden I look to my right, and there's just like a ramp up, like a normal walking ramp. So I'm like, we should probably just take that. And so we jump off, go up the ramp, and we get to this like roller coaster bit where it's like you know how you go in a kids park and there's like the wooden trains. So it's like a square, and the back bit's not there, so you can step in it.
Mm-hmm.
So we step in this wooden train. As soon as the train starts moving, all the sides go, and there's this massive metal like pole at a right angle, and you have to hold on to the pole. Otherwise, you get flung off.
Right.
So my friend goes, she's flung off. She's gone.
She's been flung off the back.
She's flung off. Yeah.
What is it? Is she ejected by someone, or is it just the pure force of the train moving?
Pure force. She can't hold on. She's off.
What? She's just like flowing out the back of the train because she can't hold onto this metal pole.
Onto the back, onto the floor, onto the grass. I make it somehow.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like holding on for my dear life. Just
yeah.
I make it. She eventually catches up on the next train, and then literally this dream's pointless. We get to like the end of the shop. We go into like a sweet shop section.
You're still in the shop.
Yeah. This takes you to another part of the shop.
Oh wow. Okay.
We end up in this like sweet shop section.
From this horrible, this nightmare train ride, wooden train ride.
And then I don't even know I think I buy like an arrow or something.
Yeah, of course.
And then we leave, and then I wake up, and that's the dream.
Wow.
And that's it. Weirdly, she's appeared twice.
A lot to unpack there.
The first time she appeared was a bit weirder. I don't remember the whole thing.
Right. Well, can you hold off on that, and can I go to one of mine?
Sure.
We'll kind of trade these.
Yeah, we can tit a tat.
Right, tit a tat. Well, my tip for your tat is me and my immediate family.
Okay.
My mother, father, and maybe my sister was there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming out of a film screening of Jurassic Park, right?
Nice. What, the first one?
No, it's not a Jurassic Park film that exists.
Oh.
It's a Jurassic Park film that has no humans in it.
Okay.
They're all dinosaurs, but they're not talking. It's like I'm watching Walking with Dinosaurs, but with no Kenneth Branagh narration.
Okay. Right. Okay.
It's like I'm just watching but I know it was a Jurassic Park film. I have it in my mind. It was a Jurassic Park film for some odd reason. But there's no humans. There's no Alan Grant. There's no John Hammond. Nobody.
Right.
There's just dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And they look like the dinosaurs. Do you know who Nigel Marvin is?
Yes.
He's the prehistoric park, right? The dinosaurs look like how they look like in that.
Right. Okay.
Really stocky kind of CGI animation. I'm like, this is bad. I remember thinking this is really bad animation for a Jurassic Park film. Anyway, we leave the cinema.
Yeah.
We come out the cinema and we're walking down the street, and suddenly I'm like, my family are no longer beside me.
Right.
And I'm thinking, who's beside me? It's this woman who I've never seen in my life. I remember she had sort of dark hair and It's a dark hair. She's wearing this sort of very large coat. I'd never seen one. I couldn't describe it to you. I've never seen her before in my life. Because sometimes your brain like invents people, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there's like a huge crowd of people who are running. We're in this alleyway. We're heading this alleyway towards the end of like the street or whatever alleyway. And in the road behind the alleyway, loads of people are running. There's a crowd of people. They're panicked. They're
okay.
running away from something. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what could they possibly be running from? It wasn't a dinosaur, by the way.
Okay.
They're running as fast as they could, right? And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? And then suddenly this man comes around the corner, right? And he's also in a very large coat. It was probably winter, was I can assume. It was cold. It was winter. Right? He's in a very large coat, and he's got a knife. He's got like a butcher's knife.
Oh.
Right. He's got a butcher's knife, and he's coming at me with this knife, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm trying to like sort of. You'll find this as we talk about dreams. You'll find this. I get stabbed, or I'm threatened to be stabbed a lot in my dreams.
I've been stabbed once, I think.
No, it's a fear I have. In my dreams, I'm stabbed, or I'm threatening to be stabbed a lot in my dreams. So this guy's swinging this butcher knife at me. I think he had like white hair. I couldn't describe him to you again. But
okay. Yep.
We're not even at the best part. Like, I assume it's the best part. He's swinging this knife at me, and I'm trying to like sort of dodge it, but it's like I can't move very much. I'm kind of like sort of shifting around, like my shoulders are moving. He's swinging this knife at me, and suddenly from the rooftops, right, Batman comes down.
Really?
Yes. Batman leaps from the roof from the nearest rooftop.
Right.
And it's not even Christian Bale, it's Michael Keaton Batman. Okay.
Questionable choice, but okay.
Well, Michael Keaton Batman jumps down, right? But I don't think it even was Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's wearing the 89 Batman suit, like, you know, the black with the yellow logo.
Yeah.
But it's much more like armor. It's not like
right, okay.
Whatever he was wearing, right?
Yeah.
And the guy with the knife goes at Batman. Batman just does this super kung fu maneuver, right? He just like twists the guy's arm and gets the knife out of his hand, and like wraps the coat around the guy's head, and like breaks his neck somehow or something.
Okay.
Right? It's a killer maneuver. Right? I'm amazed at this point. Okay. And Batman, he says, I can't remember what he says. I can't for the life of me remember what Batman tells me.
Yeah.
He says something like, "Don't run to the street" or something, or "Get in the street" or something like that.
Get in the street.
Get in the street.
I'd love to hear Batman say that.
Yeah. I don't remember what he sounded like. I think it sounded like Kevin Conroy's Batman from Arkham City.
Oh, okay. I was imagining, you know, proper modern Batman, proper growly voice.
Batman, get in the street.
Yeah.
No, it was stern. It was like get in the street or something.
Right. Okay.
And then I start running, and that's it.
Nice.
So okay, that's mine are very much like that. There's sort of insane moments, and anyway, you can sort of parry me.
Yeah, I mean, mine. First off, fun fact that I learned about dreams. And every single face you see in a dream is someone you've seen in real life. Your brain can't make up faces.
Really?
So every single face is someone, even if it's like for a split second walking down the street, every single person you've at least seen before.
I thought the woman next to me looked vaguely like a character from Lost. And I have been watching Lost recently.
I have been watching Lost recently.
You know that about me. I've been watching Lost recently. And the character looked vaguely like Naomi from season 3 of Lost.
To be fair, I don't think I've had any like characters appear.
Oh, I have television characters up the wazoo because I watch a lot of television, obviously.
True.
And films and stuff. I have television characters up the wazoo in mine.
A lot of mine are like inspired by stuff.
Right. Well, come on. Can you give me an example?
Yeah. So again, my same friend. I can't remember the full. Yes, I can't remember the full part of a dream, but I remember for a split second I was at the high street. On the high street, you know how you go past loads of shops.
Can you give me a description of the high street?
Yeah. So imagine Harry Potter, right?
Right.
We're like
Diagon Alley.
Yes, but it's literally got shops everywhere, and you're going down the street, and I'm looking left and right. Okay, what do I want? What do I want? I stumble upon similar to yours, a butcher shop.
Oh wow!
No, don't worry, I'm not going to be attacked by a knife, and Batman's going to come down.
Okay.
I walk into this butcher shop, and my friend is the butcher.
Yes.
And I kid you not, I walk in, and then my body goes to like different camera angles, like it's a film. So like different shots of this butcher shop happen, but like establishing shots, and it looks like it's straight out of I literally had it in my head, and as soon as I got to say it, it's gone. What's that horror film? Christopher Lee, Wicker Man. Thanks,
Wicker
Ed.
Man.
Thanks, brain. Like all she has is jars, multiple jars laid out on the counters and on shelves, just full of different types of sausages, and that's it.
Really?
Yes, and she can't count all of them, so I end up helping her count all these sausages, and that's all. That's all it is. And I have a very vivid memory of what this looked like. I can recreate the butcher shop and the area.
Can you? There's right. Okay, so there's sausages in jars.
Yes, like mason jars kind of thing, like twist the lid off or like pop them off, like stuff. And I got no idea why I went in the butcher shop. No idea why she runs one. That's literally the least likely place you would ever find her.
Okay.
And again, it just ended after I helped her count all the sausages.
Right.
For no reason.
Okay,
a lot of mine are like anticlimactic. There's no ending. It just stops.
Would you like another one where I'm stabbed? I can give you that one.
You got another one for us?
Yeah, another one where I'm threatened to be. This one's slightly weirder.
Okay.
Than Batman, if you can imagine.
Okay.
First thing is, I'm on a beach. Right?
Okay.
I'm on a beach on what looks like a tropical island. Okay?
Nice.
There's crystal clear green water, very tropical Atlantic water, blue and Pacific, very idyllic scenery. Like, the water's glistening. There's like a forest to my right, I think. It's like very tall bamboo trees.
I know exactly what you mean. I've been there.
Yeah, palm trees.
Been to that same place.
Palm trees. It looked like the beach. Have you ever seen that internet video on YouTube of that cassowary chasing that girl?
Yeah.
It's that beach.
Right. Okay.
That's it. That's as close to the beach as I can say what it looks like. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
It is that beach because I've seen that video quite a few times. I know what that beach looks like.
I love the fact that your head's gone. Oh, there's a meme about a beach. I was about that beach.
It's that beach. That is the beach, right?
Somewhere in the background, this girl's being chased.
No, the girl was not chased by the cassowary. Anyway, I'm on the beach.
Okay.
And in the distance, there's a large mountain.
Right.
And it sort of stretches upwards. It's like almost like a staircase mountain. It doesn't like reach a peak. It goes all straight upwards.
Yeah.
And at the top of that mountain, there's a castle.
Okay.
There's a castle, and it looks like it's sort of vaguely purple in brick.
Okay.
And it's built like a Tetris block. It's not built like there's not a courtyard wall or anything. It's built like a straight block, right?
Yeah.
But a castle.
Okay.
Like there's like a portcullis, and there's like little I'm doing the motion.
Yeah.
There's like the fence sort of wall at the top of the castle. There's that as well. I know that's got a name, but
yeah.
The sort of section wall at the top of the castle, that's there as well. And I know in my mind I have to get to that castle, right?
Right. Okay.
And then I'm walking, and I look down, and I've got lizard feet.
Okay.
And I'm a lizard man.
Right.
Right. I'm not like a killer croc situation. I'm like an amphibian man.
Yeah.
I'm like a lizard frog man. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know I am. I don't know how I've discovered this at all. I don't know. I can't see myself.
Yeah.
But for some odd reason, I'm a lizard man.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This gets worse.
Right. Okay.
So I'm going down this beach. There's this purple castle. I have to get to purple castle. Right? I have to get up there. But then I think I need to go through the forest. I need to go through the forest.
Okay.
So this is where it takes a turn.
Right.
I go through the forest. I pass about 2 trees.
Right.
And suddenly I'm in Italy. I'm in Rome.
Okay.
Right. There's a Colosseum in the background.
Yeah.
It's modern day.
Okay. Right. Okay.
It's like that M. Night Shyamalan movie where they think they're in the Amish village, but really they're not. They're in the modern day. It's like that.
Right. Okay.
I go through, which I've not actually seen for a while. I go through the trees, and there's just modern day Italy. It's just there. There's buses, there's cars, there's like the Colosseum in the background. There's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's everything. Iconic Italy architecture is there. Iconic Italian architecture.
Okay.
So I'm walking around. I don't know if I'm still a lizard man or not. Maybe I'm not.
Right.
But then I see a poster on like a lamppost that has a picture of a criminal, right? It's those
Oh.
classic wanted posters, right?
Okay.
I'm laughing because of what comes next. Those wanted posters where it's like wanted, dead or alive, $1
Yeah.
million or whatever, that kind of thing. And it's a picture of a man. And again, apparently I must have seen him before, but
Yeah.
I can't recognize him. He's got a sort of a black beard, black hair, kind of sort of built, I guess.
Right.
He's wearing in the picture. He's wearing orange prisoner fatigues.
Okay.
Okay. He looks like a dangerous man.
Right.
He's got like a sort of a medium-sized beard, I guess, sort of dark eyes.
Mhm.
He's not tall. He's quite short. So I'm walking down the street, having remembered this man's face. All of a sudden, a bus pulls up next to me. Right. A bus pulls up next to me.
Yeah.
The doors open, and guess who comes out? Guess who comes out the bus?
Is it the man?
It's the man. It is. It's the prisoner. He's still wearing the orange prisoner fatigues on this public bus, which is full of people, mind you.
Okay.
He's coming out. This guy whose face is plastered across the town is getting out a public bus right next to me. Okay.
Nice.
And I see him, and I'm like, "That's the guy. That's the prisoner." But I'm mad for some reason. I'm quite angry.
Right.
That's the guy. That's the prisoner. He walks up to me. He has a screwdriver. He grabs me by the shoulder and he stabs me. You can laugh. It's funny. He just walks up to me and just right in the chest.
Nice.
And I'm like, shit, obviously.
Yeah.
And then we start wrestling.
Okay.
And I don't mean like pro wrestling.
You mean like college wrestling?
College wrestling. I don't mean like suplexes and DDTs.
Yeah.
I mean like we're on the ground and I'm trying to subdue this guy. And he's just stabbed me with a screwdriver. And he's trying to get away.
Yeah.
He's trying to get away. And I'm trying to wrestle him, grab him by the back or whatever. I'm trying to take him down. And then there's like a police siren. And that's the last thing I can remember.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I don't know.
Wow.
Was justice served? I have no idea.
Who knows?
I know that was a bit of an epic tale for you there, Corey. But
I mean, a lot of yours seem way longer, or at least, or maybe you can just remember more.
I remember more. I remember quite. There's certain. I have fleeting dreams. Like I'll see a few images like rapidly, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
But for some of the longer ones, I do remember it quite vividly.
Yeah. So most of mine are vivid, but a lot of the time it's just I remember certain parts of it.
Yeah.
Very well. I don't know if I think I've only ever died once.
I have ones that stick with me. That's my issue.
Yeah.
Ones that stick with me. I can remember almost to the T, and that's about it. I used to write them down on my phone.
I do every now and then if I can remember.
Yeah, I used to write them down. I might try and find someone if we're talking about this, but
I mean, yeah, I think I've only ever been killed once.
In what circumstance?
I was a detective.
I thought you were about to say I was a Decepticon. I was like, what, you're a Transformer? Oh my god.
No, I was a detective. Classic, like massive, like coat, like massive trench coat, hat, like detective.
Trilbies.
Yeah, almost like Inspector Gadget, essentially.
Yeah.
And I was walking down this like narrow path, and on the left was a river. So literally, it's like a straight line. There's a building on the right. Yeah. River on the left, so I have to walk in a straight line. And like down the line, there's like evidence. You know how like on detective stuff, they'll be like, oh, there'll be like a piece of evidence, like a knife on the floor, and there'll be like a little card that says 1, like number 1.
Oh yeah.
And then the next one's number 2, because then you give them numbers. So I'm walking down the line, and I'm looking at each evidence. It's like, okay, number 1. Oh yeah, that's whatever. That's like a blood stain. Okay, cool. Walk past, go to the next one. Oh, number 2. That's something else. And I'm walking down. No, I'm not. Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out who's died, who killed, whatever. I get to number 4, and as soon as I finish number 4, I walk forward, and I have this weird moment where my head goes, I know what's going to happen next. I know that if I keep walking, this like massive, almost Jason Voorhees meets Bane person. Then he's wearing Jason Voorhees' outfit. He's got the hockey mask, but he's like ripped, like massive. I'm like, I know he's going to pop out and just kill me, but I can't turn around. So I'm walking towards number 5 in my head, going, I'm going to die in 5 seconds, and I can't move for like a solid 5-10 seconds, and then it happens, and I die, and I wake up.
He gets the Bane Jason Voorhees gets you.
It's almost like sleep paralysis, but I'm dreaming. It's like I know I'm gonna die, but I can't stop it.
So you're stuck, but you're still moving anyway.
Mm.
I had that. Right, I had that.
It
I'll
sucks.
tell you when I had that. I had that yesterday morning.
Oh, nice. Nice and fresh.
And no, I wasn't running from a Jason Voorhees Bane. I was running from a naked old man.
What?
Yes.
I think yours is worse.
Yes, it was.
I died nice and quick.
I didn't die. This was not me dying. This was me in absolute terror, in fear, running from a naked old man who was coming after me. He was trying to chase me down. I was on the street in my old house.
Mhm.
I wasn't. I was in a. It was nighttime. It was a dark street. It was like residential,
Right. Yeah.
houses, like semi-detached houses, both the way down. I was down the street. It was dark. It was nighttime. Right.
Okay.
And at the end of the street, there's like, if you keep going down the end of the street, go for quite a while. There's like a park. You sort of see the gates.
Yeah.
So I'm heading down, and I'm walking down the street, and in front of me, on the other side, on like, there's clear left and right sides of the pavement. On the left side of the pavement, coming towards me, is a man.
Okay.
And he's not naked at the moment, but he will be soon.
Okay.
He does not. He resembles someone who I think I recognise. Who I think I know is the name of in real life. Unfortunately, I don't have contact with anymore, obviously.
I love the fact that your brain can't make up faces, which means any dream you have, you could end up seeing these people again.
Yes. So this man, who I do recognise, now that I think about it, is walking towards me very slowly, I'll admit, and I'm sort of trying to speed up because it's obviously dark, and I'm trying to get where I'm trying to go.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm trying to go rather quickly, and he's coming towards me, and he starts picking up speed. I'm like, all right, we're going to pass each other, it'll be fine. He starts picking up speed, and then he's wearing, again, a lot of coats in my dream. Wearing a big coat.
Well, like a trench coat.
Yes, I'll call it that.
Like a proper one where you kind of go fluff and you open
up. A flasher's coat.
Yes.
A flasher's coat. I'm walking down the street.
Okay.
And it doesn't happen until he's behind me. Okay.
Of course it doesn't.
He doesn't do the classic flasher thing of going right in front of your eye line and going bam.
Yeah.
No, he does it when he's behind me. So I'm walking. We pass each other. I keep going, and then suddenly I can hear him emit this noise, and I can't describe to you what the noise was.
Yeah.
But it was the noise of a man who's naked and wants to chase you down. Okay. Imagine that noise, and it is that noise. It's not words. He didn't say any words. He didn't say a word. He just emitted a sound.
Yeah.
And I turn around. He is naked and horrid. It's full of wrinkles. It's awful. Okay. And he's chasing me with let's call it enraged lust.
Right. Okay.
Coming at me. Right. And I cannot run. I can't run. I want to run. I want to run for my life, obviously. I want to run like there's no tomorrow. But it's like my feet are in quicksand. It's like the moment I try and move, I want to run as fast as I possibly could.
Yeah.
I want to run as fast as I possibly can, but I can't. I'm just kind of moving like slowly, sort of like trying to take large steps, but I can't. And he's coming up behind me. He never gets to me. He never reaches me.
Okay.
But the more I turn around, the more he's bolting towards me, right? So I'm trying to move my feet, and I want to just bolt. I want to run. I'm a fast runner. I want to run as fast as I possibly could away from this guy. But I'm just like, it's like I'm stuck. I'm sinking in quicksand. And he's bolting. It was a very scary running technique.
Right.
It was all just arms and legs. It was just like, he was all just flopping everywhere. Literally, it was all just flopping everywhere, coming at me, and I was discombobulated.
Yeah,
I was absolutely terrified.
I mean,
there you go, and that's it.
That's
quite the night's sleep.
It's great. I swear, if he's alive still, you end up seeing him.
Oh dear, I hope he's not. This poor man.
It must be. You just turn a corner and you just see him, and you just go, "Oh God!"
No, you don't wear a coat. I'll be done for. But no, there's And there's also a lot of perpetual motion in my dream. There's always a lot of running, a lot of cars, a lot of like
A lot of mine is me walking.
walking.
It's like I walk and I either end up bumping into someone or I just happen to be walking with people.
Right.
It's like a lot of it is just me like exploring places and like just walking around places. Most of them that I know, to be fair. It's like I've like gone around my secondary school in dreams plenty of times.
Yeah.
Like I said, like different high streets and stuff, and different like just buildings and hotels and stuff. I've just been a lot of walking with friends.
Yeah.
Not much excitement unless I'm killed, essentially.
No, unless you're killed or unless you're in a fight like I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I see that's how it goes.
Yeah.
You don't have any more?
No, the only other one I could think of was once I got swept away by the wind.
Away by the wind.
Genuinely, I was on a pier with my family.
Oh,
and then,
right.
Like, just the massive gust of wind. I started floating in the air, and all I remember is me flying away and going, "Yeah, all right." Just not caring.
You weren't terrified. You weren't scared.
No, I just accepted it.
Wow,
I was like, you know what?
That's balls.
So if ever in real life I get swept away, I know that I'll be fine.
You'll be swept by the wind, like Mary Poppins swept away by the wind.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? I'm okay with this.
I was like, well, I can't do anything about it. I might as well just go with it, just flying off.
Very passive reaction to being physically lifted up by the wind.
Yeah.
Passive reaction there.
It's almost like I expected it to happen. I was like, I'm thin. I weigh nothing. I'm going to fly away anyway.
I had a friend who always had a recurring dream about being pushed off of a car park by Doctor Who. It was David Tennant as well.
Okay.
He always used to tell me every time it would happen. He'd come to me at school. He'd sit down next to me at lunchtime and said, "Hey, I got pushed off the car park by Doctor Who again tonight." I was like, "Really? Did you?" He's like, "Yeah."
I would love it if every single time a Doctor regenerated, it was a different one in his dreams.
Pushed over. No.
It's Matt Smith now.
It was No. It was still the Matt Smith era, but it was still David Tennant who'd be pushing him off. I was like, "Really?" But yeah. And then those things from the school episode would be flying around him often sometimes. Do you remember those things?
I know exactly.
Gargoyles?
Yeah.
They'd be flying around him, and it was like that was a scary episode.
It was, to be fair.
That was the one with Sarah Jane in it, wasn't it? I think.
Yes.
Canine, yeah, I remember.
I believe so. I've not watched
that. Was the one in the school. That was the one in the school. And I'll tell you something. After the episode aired, everyone came back to their school, and the student, their teacher, would take their teachers were those monsters. You remember?
True. To be fair, I mean, I haven't watched Doctor Who in ages.
Really?
No, I've not been keeping up with.
No, I haven't.
The Jodie Whittaker era.
I think the last time I watched it was actually for the other show that we do, which is
yeah.
That was the last time I watched it. So
I mean, I tried watching the first season of Jodie Whittaker, and I got about 3 or 4 episodes in, and I just stopped keeping up with it.
Did you ever have that thing at your school where like something had happened and there'd be like a media craze, and the kids at your school would immediately catch on to it?
Not to do with TV shows or films. A lot of it was the kind of normal generic stuff of like trading cards and go-go's and stuff.
Yeah, I remember. Did you ever like join a club in your school, right?
Any school?
I'm talking primary, secondary. I'm not talking.
Okay. In secondary, I was in chess club. In primary, I was in choir.
Right. Did you ever join like a magazine or a newspaper?
No. I nearly joined the school newsletter for secondary school, but I didn't.
Oh, I did. I joined the school newspaper, which was awfully ran, right? And my great idea was to start this initiative where we'd effectively, it was effectively blackmailing the staff.
Right.
But it was a phrase where we'd like spy on them. I'd like assign somebody to spy on a teacher, and we'd try and find out the dirty secrets so we could like use it and publish. I was creating like libel.
Nice.
I was creating slander for the newspaper, and that was my great scheme. It didn't go very far. It got shut down very quickly as soon as it was discovered.
Yeah.
But that was my sort of grand plan. I was like,
so,
right.
you were like you're like the people who write like the OK magazines and
I
like
am.
the
I'm like
really
I was like the
bad.
son of.
Yeah, that the really bad 50p magazines you get, like newspapers, where we're like, oh,
Yeah,
this couple's broken up or something.
exactly. I think that was our biggest scoop. I think we found out some teacher got divorced, and we were like,
Nice.
wow, this is great news.
I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, I think that was the highlight. That was the real highlight of the campaign. Actually, that was the biggest highlight of the campaign. When we found out a teacher got divorced, and we knew about it. We're like, yeah, we're gonna put this in the magazine, put this in the newspaper, and we'll get loads of readings. I think the teacher involved, poor sod, actually found out about it, and that's how the idea was shut down. Because I think I did it in relative secrecy. I was like, right, well, we don't want them to know about this.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of recruit. What I used to do is I think I joined when I was fairly on the way out.
Right.
So I kind of recruited the younger years, so the year sevens and that, to like go out and spy on the teachers for me and like bring back my information. I felt like Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I felt like the spy master. I had like a web of informants who would come to me every Wednesday afternoon and share their secrets that they'd found on teachers. They're like, yes, we've got them.
I mean,
I was like Varys, or the bold guy from Game of Thrones. That was the real highlight of the campaign, though. That was the real highlight of the campaign.
We never had anything like that. I mean, we had a newsletter. It was nothing like that. It was just boring stuff.
Oh wow! That was me being inventive. We had loads of cool ideas.
Yeah, we had nothing. I mean, I was all right with the teachers. A lot of the teachers I was quite decent with. Had a chat with and that sort of stuff. Had cafeteria lunch with a couple of them.
Oh, you suck up.
I mean, no, as in like we used to have an assistant head teacher.
You try hard. What are you doing?
No. We had an assistant head teacher who joined when I was in year 10, or vice head to whatever. He joined. Obviously, he doesn't know anyone and he's new, and he wants to make an impression with all the students and he wants everyone to like him. Also, he sounds like Kermit. It's going to throw it in there.
Cool, that's okay, Mr. Kermit. Let's call him.
And he would do like assemblies every week, and he was the one.
Mr. Kermit would do assemblies.
Yes, he was the one that was doing all the assemblies, and he did this thing where like he would go around at lunch and he'd just walk around like in the fields and the play, and he would go in the cafeteria to get lunch.
Mr. Kermit.
So a lot of the times, me and my mates.
Is it bad that I'm imagining Kermit the Frog in like a suit and tie, like flopping around, wobbling around on his little frog legs, you know?
I mean, it was like there'd be plenty of times like we sat in the cafeteria and he would just come and sit next to us and have a conversation because a lot of people found it a bit annoying, but we liked him.
Oh, nice.
So we just kind of became friends with the assistant head teacher.
Wow,
great.
You got him on side.
Yeah. So also, I was technically not even a sucker because being friends with the assistant head teacher doesn't get you anything.
Well, he's assistant head, so he does have some kind
of but he can't grade me or anything, can he?
No, he can't. That's his
exactly. He can't teach.
He can get you out of a scrape if you're in like a proper.
Yeah. If I'm in like a detention or something.
Yeah, exactly. He can get rid of a detention or whatever. He can get somebody in detention who you don't like. He can do that kind of thing. But he can't actually grade you on it.
No, he can't.
He can give you a good comment on your end of year report.
True, to be fair.
Do you remember those? They'd have the head or like the assistant head or someone say, give some really like nothing line because they have no idea who you are.
I mean, I think he also did some stuff for the yearbook, but.
Oh yeah.
I've still got it somewhere. I've got mine.
I've still got my yearbook. I know exactly where my yearbook is.
Mine's in like the wardrobe next to me.
Oh right, okay. Mine's in the bookshelf behind me. So.
I also got one in college. I got a college yearbook as well.
Oh right, okay.
But we had to make that ourselves. It's made out
after recording this, we'll read each other's.
Go through the yearbooks.
We'll get each other's yearbooks out and we'll have a look.
I'm trying to think what mine said because obviously, like, you get the normal stuff. Like, oh, what's your name? What did you like about it? What's your aspirations? I don't know what I said about like what my goals were.
We had like a quote, favorite moment kind of thing.
Oh no, we had that in college. That was our college one.
Oh no, we had that for second. We went full out for second.
We also had like our year 7 photo and our year 11 photo.
I never got a college yearbook. What was that crap?
We had to make it ourselves, and then they printed it for us.
Oh, I never got a college yearbook. I'm wasted.
At the end of our college, we put on like a show display all our work, and we had to
You
direct
put
the
on a
show. And yeah, we had to like literally direct the show. I was directing it with my friend Josh. We had to direct the show and get all the films from all the years doing media, put it all together. I was hosting it with Josh as well, and like we had to make a yearbook, and we had to do everything, and then it all got printed off. So like all the end of year stuff was made by us
Oh wow.
for us. Yeah, you got a college yearbook, and that's essentially what's your name, favorite quote from a film, and your favorite memory or something, and that was literally it.
Well, my college end of year was rather anticlimactic, like your dream story.
Yes.
It just kind of stopped, and that was it. Just
Fair
kind of
enough.
one day, I didn't even think I went to the last week because I had nothing on.
Fairs.
And obviously, college was that kind of thing. Wait, if you don't have to be there, you're not there.
You're not there. Yeah, exactly.
It was another thing where you don't have to be there, you're not there. And obviously, it's not like school where you have like a free period. So like, oh, I can't go home. I'll just sit in the library or whatever. I'll just sit outside, kind of thing. I'll just sit on a computer, whatever.
Yeah.
It was college was that kind of thing where if you have the rest of the day off, you're going to go home.
You go home, yeah.
You're going to come in late because you've not got anything in the morning.
Yes.
That kind of thing. So I don't think I spent the last week in college. I had nothing on.
I
was
mean,
after exams and then nothing else on. I was like, well, I'm just coming back. And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, like, all of ours was coursework. So we'd handed in everything.
Yeah.
And then literally it was like you have one day. Obviously, you got to come in to plan it out. But like you had one last day where all your work gets shown, all the parents turn up.
Yeah.
You host it in front of parents, and then that's your final day, and you can do whatever you want.
But it was like a mid-year. It was like a thing before our assessment.
Oh no, ours was at the end. We planned out.
Wait, no, I think it might have been a couple of days after.
Yeah.
I think a couple of days after because I did a media course, and we had to make like a half an hour, not half an hour, but like a longer than 10-minute short film, right?
Yep.
Everybody did 10 minutes or 15 minutes. We did half an hour.
Okay.
Me and my partner, we did half an hour short film, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you about it in a bit because I think that might be a fun story. But
okay.
If you have anything else of yours, did you ever make any sort of?
Well, yes. So I did media, and our last
was it was A level or B?
Yes, A level. And then like so our last project for final year was make whatever you want. So either like an advertisement, a music video, a film, whatever. You got free reign. Most people made a film roughly 5-10 minutes ish. And then so the whole end of year show was full on 2 to 3 hours. Everyone's film gets played. You get awards. So people get awards. All the year one's films have to get shown, and all the level two's films have to get shown as well.
Yeah.
Level 2 did adverts, so they were our ad break. Essentially, we played them like, right, you can go outside, have a smoke for 20 minutes or whatever, and you can come back in. They were ad break. Level 1 were like a show reel, so it kind of got every 20-second clips of all that stuff got shown. Yeah. So like everyone made a film, and we put on this like massive 2-hour show where like everyone's behind the scenes working cameras, there's people doing audio, and we're all mic'd up. It was massive and hectic. We had a cold open and everything.
Wow.
I had to wear a suit for it. I ended up hosting
I did like that in drama. I'll tell you about that.
Yeah, but it was good fun. I enjoyed it. Got behind the scenes as well. Literally got everything. Got a guy just to film us doing our stuff.
Oh wow.
It was massive. Well, for us.
That's great. But what we did have something similar in A-level drama.
Yeah.
We were split into 2 groups, and we were in 2 groups anyway. There was like class A and class B for A-level drama, right? Okay. We never met each other, not until the last few weeks. Not until after we'd sort of done everything in. And we're like, right, now we're gonna have this big show. All the parents are gonna come in and whatever. And I was with probably my best mate, Frank. I was with, and me and Frank had stuck to each other pretty much from the off.
Makes sense.
Like, right, we're gonna do something together, and we initially had this plan to like do this sort of tap dancing routine. Because the plan was, it was like vaudeville. We were going to have loads of different acts where people are going to do dancing, people are going to do singing, people are going to do comedy sketches. Cool. We wanted to do a comedy sketch, but while we were doing a comedy sketch, we'd also be dancing.
Okay.
Because we wanted to combine it, and we both can't sing. So we thought, right, we're going to do comedy and dance, okay?
Some reason, I'm imagining Stavros Valley.
Not really.
That's what
It
I've
was
got
kind
in
of
my
like
head.
we were tap dancing, but we were also kind of doing like a Monty Python thing. And the joke
Right,
was
okay.
we were tap dancing while we were doing it.
Okay.
Anyway, we got halfway through to like it was like halfway to production, right?
Yeah.
And one of the teachers come up to us and said, "Right, we need somebody to host the show."
Yeah.
And we were going to bring one of the people who's left it come back and do it, but they don't want to do it anymore. Do you
Yeah,
two
okay.
want to do it? And I was like, okay, sure. What does that mean? He said, oh well, we're still gonna. You can still do your thing.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to come on after every act and sort of do a little segment. And we said, you know what? No,
Yeah.
we're just going to throw out what we're doing. We'll do that.
Yeah.
We'll do hosting instead, right? I don't know whether this was this, but I don't think this was graded. I think we'd already done something that was graded beforehand, and this was kind of an extra thing where we do it again.
Yeah.
It was in front of the parents.
Yeah, our show wasn't graded.
Yeah. But we were doing the hosting. We were hosting now. So like, right,
Yeah.
okay. We want to do this. We want to have a good job now, okay? And I was much more excited about this than like tap dancing and doing a sketch or whatever. So what we did was we watched everybody in rehearsal.
Okay.
And we saw what everyone else was doing, and we made jokes based on what they were doing.
Okay.
So right, an example.
Yeah.
A couple of girls were doing a dance routine where they were husband and wife. She was in a dress and she was in a suit, and they come out. They come out carrying each other.
Yeah.
Right, like the bridal carry, right?
Okay.
So I thought, right, a funny thing we can do is, Frank, I can carry you like that afterwards, and we were like, oh, they stole our joke, you know, they stole our gag kind of thing. And that went down great. We did that as well. There was another one where there were two lads who were like the funniest lads in the group were like dressed as women, and they were doing like a glass sort of thing, like when you like run a spoon across glass.
Yes.
It goes like
yeah.
Like the guys who did the Flight of the Bumblebee with that.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, exactly. They were doing that, but they were also dressed as women because I guess that's funny. They were doing the glass thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And they were doing it, and it went down a storm. Okay. And the last time they were doing it, all right, they're doing the last one. They're running across, and the last glass shattered. So it's like.
Nice.
He hit it, and it went, and then they didn't know what to do.
Okay.
So we're like, but that was supposed to be the end. That was supposed to be the ding, the end, and it broke.
Yeah.
Right. And that wasn't the plan. So I'm like, right. So before we go on, Frank, we're standing in the wings.
Yeah.
And Frank leans over to me and says, "Go out there, Murray, and say absolutely smashing performance." And I was like, you know what? I'll take that. So I'm glad you gave that joke to me. So anyway, I'm glad that was the joke of the night as well. I'm glad he gave that joke to me. Anyway, we walk out. He is now sort of very gingerly, the guys that are doing it, and now sort of very gingerly sweeping up the glass with a broom. That the head of drama gets them or whatever. They're sweeping it up quite gingerly, quite embarrassed. And I come on and just say, you know what, absolutely smashing. And the house went crazy. And I was like, I've got that one in the bag. That was the line of the night, and it was mine, and I was incredibly pleased with it. And the guy that did it afterwards, the guy that broke the glass, came to me afterwards and said, "You saved that one, Murray. I was in a tight spot there, and you saved that one for me." It's like, oh, no worries, it's fine. But yeah, that was my best. That was my sort of hosting experience. It was very fun. It was very varied as well. I had a lot of sort of ups and downs with it, but it was enjoyable. Yes, it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, it is surprisingly fun. I'm a very introverted person sometimes.
Oh, were you the straight man in the comedy duo?
Well, not right. So actually, to be fair, the guy I was doing it with was more introverted than I am.
Oh, right, okay. So you weren't the straight man in the comedy duo.
We weren't supposed to host, like yourself.
Yeah, we weren't either.
We were supposed to direct it, and was like, right, we'll get someone else to host it because we didn't want to seem like we're directing it, and we made ourselves the host. And then Josh and again B, funny enough, was supposed to host it. B pulls out because she's doing the yearbook and she's got too much, so I end up hosting it. And we're going through, and I'm kind of nervous beforehand, like weeks before, but I'm like, well, I don't want Josh doing it on his own, and no one else wants to do it, so I'll do it with him. And then we're filming this cold open. It's supposed to be like a TV show, so we pre-recorded this bit where we have a theatre stage, so he's on the right-hand side, I'm on the left-hand side through the audience perspective. So we're like, right, we'll get this projector to project the thing behind us, and there's two cameras that we pre-recorded where one's recording me walking to the left, one's recording him walking to the right, and we're being told by a director what we're doing. Like, you need to do this, this, and this, and that's when it finishes, we'd walk on as we walk on in the pre-record. It's like a TV show open, whatever. But our problem was we planned out the whole show, and we didn't have a script. And on the day of, we didn't have a script, so we were pre-planning it. And we're like, right, okay, we know what's coming up. Like, right, yes, level 2's first, when it's year 1's. We didn't know what to say until literally we walked on, we started the show. We walk off, immediately go outside, plan out the next bit, go back in, say that, leave, go back outside, rinse and repeat for like 2 hours. And that was it. But it was surprisingly fun. So we did it by Josh would say something and I would kind of bounce back off of him. So sometimes he'll be like, when there's mentioning everything like the toilets or the fire escapes, we'll kind of forget where they are, and I'd have to kind of correct him. Or like, so he would be more of the dumb one, and I'd kind of had to correct him and go, no, it's not that, it's something else.
Right.
And everyone seemed to enjoy that, but it was fun. It's fun being a host.
We had cards. We'd watched everybody in rehearsal.
Yeah.
So we knew who was. We knew the order.
Yeah.
We had to press them for it as well because they wouldn't give us the running order.
Right.
We were like, we're the host. We need to know the running order.
Yeah.
Because because it wasn't ran in the running order in rehearsal. We just have to take notes on who was on it, on who was on what they were doing.
We had a running order because we had to make leaflets. In fact, you can't really see it, but up on that bookshelf behind me, obviously if you're on audio you can't see us, but for Murray, up on that bookshelf behind me was like I've got literally the booklet with me that's it tells you like, at 1:30 this is on, then at half whatever or 2:00 this is on. It literally has the order on it.
We had evening. We had like 7 till 9 hours.
And it's got like everyone's pictures in it of whose film they made and all the names of it and the stuff is so we knew it anyway.
Well, they wouldn't give it us until like a couple of days before. We were like, right, well, we had jokes prepared for every act already. We've done that. We watched them at rehearsal. And then we're like, we need the running order so we know what to write this down.
Yeah.
And finally, they gave us it. I'm like, okay, thank goodness. So we spent that couple of lunchtimes and evenings basically just writing cards out. Like, okay, Act 1 is the two people doing the comedy sketch. So we need to write a joke like that. Okay, Number 2 is And we had our own sort of jokes. We had our own sort of segment jokes to do. And it was at points 5 and like 10, because there were like 12 acts.
Yeah.
So we have the midpoint, we have sort of the end point as well, do our own kind of comedy thing. So points 5 and 10 are our slots, and everyone else we have jokes for ready to prepare. There wasn't many gaffes. I was the more sort of I was sort of half straight man, half crazy man.
Okay.
Because obviously Frank was quite a character as well.
Yeah.
We were basically sort of the same person, and I think he was much better looking than I am. He was more like sort of out there, off the walls, kind of energetic, sort of bouncy person, and I was more like I'm more civil, but I can also give the funny line as well, kind of thing. That was our dynamic. It wasn't just like he's all kooky funny and I'm like, and I'm here too, kind of thing. It wasn't like that. But I didn't play it as seriously as I could have. But I feel like I was more the more polite, the refined one. I was like, well, yes, very interesting, but also let me give you this funny line, kind of thing. And he was the more, hey, this is the next stop. We're gonna go with some dancers. Kind of that's what he did.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of our stuff was. I mean, to be fair, the pop of the night, for us, it was from me, but it wasn't a joke necessarily. So at the start of college, I would go around in a fez. Right.
Of course you would.
Yes.
Were you Tom Baker?
I was more of Matt Smith, but yes.
Oh, right, okay, Matt Smith.
Or I can't remember his name. What's the magician called? That's Tom something.
I thought you were Tommy Cooper.
Yes.
He's a comedian. He's not a magician.
He does magic as well.
I thought he's a comedian.
I think it's both.
Right. Okay. Tommy Cooper. Then go on.
Yes. So I used to wear fez everywhere. Like every day, I'd have it with me and I'd wear it. It was my thing.
Right.
So people knew who I was.
Yeah, you need that in college. So you need to think. Yes. I was floral shirts.
Yeah, because also when you meet people, no one knows anyone, so they're going to come up to me and ask about a fez. So it made perfect sense.
I wore bright floral shirts. That was
exactly.
I had my little picture on my card was in a bright floral
Yeah.
shirt. Every day I'd wear bright floral shirts. It was
Yeah.
that thing.
So like, I stopped wearing it second year just because I was like, I can't bother to take it with me. It doesn't fit in my
And obviously
bag.
everyone knows you by now because of the fez. You don't need it anymore.
Everyone knows me. If I put it in my bag, it gets squished. So I'm like, right, I don't want to carry a fez bag, so I'll leave it. And then like, the show's coming around, and the tutors are like, "Oh, you're gonna wear the fez?" I was like, "It's fine. I got it. It's fine."
Bring it back.
So in the cold open, I wear it. I've got it on my head, and the director knocks it off. It hits it off my head.
Yeah.
And then, like, right at the end of the show, I run off stage and come out wearing it, and everyone in the crowd starts laughing for the fez. I'm like, I didn't expect this to be over. Why is this over?
That's the part. You got it over.
I was like, I'm doing this gag because I know that no parents are going to know that I wore a fez. Only the students and the tutors. But everyone liked us. All right, fair enough.
Nice. You got a pop for the fez. Good for you.
I mean, it was.
That's a very you story.
I mean, it's the fez work. I've still got the fez. But I don't wear it as much anymore.
Bring it back.
If you have a college reunion, I'll make sure to bring it as well.
Yeah. I'd never go to them. They make me feel old.
I would go to it just because I want to know what everyone else is up to, but I don't keep in contact with everyone, so I won't know by like social media and stuff.
I only have like, realistically, how many people from your college do you still talk to? Today.
Right.
Is it a number lower than 10?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like 2. Right. There's 2 from college, but there's 1 person who I know while I was at college, but we didn't go to my college.
Oh.
So like 3, and that's it.
I've got 3. I think 3 technically.
Yeah.
I've got 2 people who I went to with.
Yeah.
That I know, and 1 person that did go to college at the same time as me, but I already knew them beforehand.
Right. Okay.
I think I've got the same criteria.
I mean, I've got people who like I will speak to occasionally, but if we're talking like close friends, then yeah, about 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it.
That makes sense.
Again, it was similar to your drama. We were split into 2 classes until final year, so like half the people I didn't even know anyway.
Yeah.
And we'd formed our group from first year of like 4 or 5 of us.
Oh wait, no, if we're talking college groups, I never really conformed, to be very honest with you.
Oh, we had
I was very sort of moving around. I was that sort of person who was with sort of multiple groups. I was like with kind of like the film group. I was with the sort of punk group. I was with the preppy popular group. I had people in every group. So that was my issue.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
I had people in every group. So I'd be like, right, I know this person in this group, I'll go and speak to them. And then I'll move over to this person in this group, I'll go and speak to them. Yeah. I knew people in multiple groups, so it would allow me to sort of drift slightly.
I mean, we had the first group, which was just like the person I met straight away. Because also, they made us play Human Bingo, right? On our first day of college, they made us play Human Bingo.
Everyone loves Human Bingo.
Exactly, so you can get to know people. Now, I did level 2 for a year before this, so I did 3 years of college. So on my level 2, so the teachers knew who I was because I was there for a year. So like, obviously they put down questions. One was like, whose favorite color? Like, find someone whose favorite color is blue, and they knew that someone had blue hair. So put it on there because people would go to them and go, "Oh, is your favorite color blue?" Cool.
No.
I don't think it was, to be fair.
No.
They knew I didn't wear the fez in first year, but they knew I was a Doctor Who fan, so they put that down. I kid you not, first day, I rock up not only with a fez, but I rock up with this like 80-pound metal Matt Smith screwdriver.
Nice.
That also works on the TV. It's a remote control for a TV.
Remote control TV.
Yes.
Nice.
And I rock up with that. And one of my friends goes, "Oh, I'm looking for someone who likes Doctor Who." Immediately, I come over and just whip it out. I'm like, "Yep, I've got a screwdriver."
Hello, it's me. I'm like, you're the doctor arriving in a situation. I have my screwdriver right here.
So I met her. That's how I met B. And then after that, we kind of just like stuck with 3 or 4 people. And then that was it. That was the group. We knew other people, but like there was us, which were like the nerds and the more like. And then there was the other group, which is more like the not jocks, but the sporty kind of
sporty people.
Yeah, that's that sort of thing. Like they're really into sports and that sort of stuff.
Would it surprise you that one of the people that I speak to regularly, is someone who I met alone in a dark space, much like the way we met?
To be fair, that would surprise me because I thought that would only happen once.
No, well, no, technically, in different circumstances, right?
Okay.
I spent a lot of time, especially during my early time in college, completely by myself.
Right.
And I thought, right, I think I need to find someone who's also by themselves. Okay. And this is sort of a weird tale. I'll give you their name. No one's gonna know who they are. You've got someone called B. It doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
And anyway, on the first day, I met them. I didn't meet them, but I saw them on the first day because they wouldn't put us in tutor groups. They put us in like these sort of tutor holding groups,
Right.
like
Okay.
groups that might become our tutor groups, but wouldn't, but aren't.
Yeah.
They kept to these sort of tutor holding groups, and across the room from me, there was someone who was like wore half. I think it's from they told me it was from an anime.
Right.
It was someone who wore half black and half white, everything. Like their hair, it was a girl. Their hair was divided half black, half white. And half black. It's like they were two-faced. They had half black, half white.
Yeah, I kind of know what they're on about.
They had half black, half white jeans. I was like, how do you even do that? Their shoes were half black. I was like, that's amazing. I really wanted to talk to them because I love people like that. I love people who have really distinct visuals.
Yes.
People who have really just, if you know my taste in wrestling, if you know my taste in anything, you'll know I love people who have really distinct visuals about them. Look really visually, aesthetically interesting.
Yes.
So, and I love that in people as well. So I looked at this person. I was like, I want to get to know you somehow.
Yeah.
They were quite shy. I was like, I want to get to know you somehow. How do I do that?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I wasn't like near. I wasn't sat near them. I couldn't just go over there. I was like, oh, I really want to, but I can't. So this is going to sound creepy. It's not creepy.
You're going to feel like you left a note or something.
No, I didn't leave a note. But I kind of like, so every time I'd see them in the hallway, I'd sort of like, oh, I sort of know who you are, but I don't want to speak to you. Or kind of thing. I got a bit nervous. So, but there was one day where I was just walking by myself, and I got to at the end of the college that I was in, the building, at the end of the stair, at the end of the building, there were staircases that went all the way up and all the way down.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. Stairwells went all the way up and all the way down, and I was on the top floor, and I went into the stairwell, and they were just sat there.
Yeah.
And I was honestly, at the time, I was feeling quite angry about something. I think I was annoyed about something or whatever, like something had happened that day and it kind of pissed me off. So I was quite dejected. So I kind of burst in and I was like, oh, I felt really mad about something.
Yeah.
And I was like pushing my head against the wall. And they spoke to me. They were like, are you all right? And I was like, I'm not all right. I'm not okay at all. And we kind of talked about it. And then I kind of went on. And then the next day, about that same time, I think it was like around about the end of like last break or last period or whatever, we both had free. I didn't realise.
Yeah.
I went into that same stairwell again, and there they were again. I was like, "Oh, are you always here?" And they were like, "No, I just like to be here and sit and draw and do whatever." And they were like an art person.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So then I spent time kind of speaking with them, and they'd often be there in the mornings and in the evenings, so I'd join them there as well. And we kind of had this sort of weird sort of pseudo friendship where we didn't really talk personally to each other.
Okay.
But we talked like we understood stuff about each other.
Yeah.
And it felt very main character for me, kind of in a way.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where you like have this very unique thing with someone, and you're like, this couldn't have happened in any other circumstance, like what we have.
Yeah, which is also in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah, equally strange. But I wouldn't say in the dark alone. I'd say it was just equally strange.
Yeah.
It couldn't have happened in any other scenario. Like it would never have happened if I waited outside those doors.
Yeah.
We never would have spoken.
I mean, the thing is,
I don't think.
I always look back and go, I wonder what would happen if someone else just walked in.
You think you'd be having a podcast with them?
Maybe it's possible. Yeah, that or they'll just like be very weirded out and it become like this random rumor that I just sit in the dark all the time.
Yeah, you're lucky it was me who's equally weird enough to accept you doing that.
Yeah, but it also could have been the opposite. I could have been like 10 minutes later and you could have walked in and going, oh, where's the light? Because you walked in trying to find the light switch. You could have walked in and I could have walked in on you instead.
You could have. There's many alternate universes where that may have happened.
But exactly, there's many scenarios that might be playing out if you believe in alternate universes where different things.
Which I do. But that might be another topic of discussion. I think
it's another loop to go down, another rabbit hole.
Yeah, that might be another topic of discussion. But the way that we sort of met, I think that was, I don't think it could have happened any other way,
No.
because I kept turning up before like
Yes.
lectures and whatnot.
Yeah.
I kept turning up early because I'm studious, and
Yes.
you were always there.
Yeah.
So, but we'd never speak.
No.
We just kind of stand. I'd just be on my phone. You'd just be standing there.
Yeah.
I remember you looked quite physically intimidating at the time.
I mean,
you're very tall.
I'm tall. Yeah.
You have a sort of a scary face.
Well, back then I was about to say back then I was 6'2". I still am.
Yeah, you are.
I had longer hair back then as well.
You did. You look like you could be very, dangerous if you want to be.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take that.
That's the good impression. Yeah, it's a compliment. Take it. But I was like, right, I don't know if I want to speak to this person.
Yeah.
So I kind of like sort of hung around anyway, and kind of went in. We never spoke to each other very much, but then there was the fateful day.
Yeah.
In the morning where we both have the same time, and I there's no one outside the hall, so I'm like, right, I guess I'm going to go in, because I thought I thought I was late. I was like, oh god, I'm late. The people might be in there already. Oh no. So I sort of go into the doors and sort of looking all shifty, go up to where the doors are, and I sort of push the door open and it's pitch black.
Yeah.
So I go, okay, well, I start talking to myself, because I do when I get scared. Especially when it's dark, I've got to speak to myself.
Yeah.
I go, right, it's really dark in here. I need to try and find the light switch. I'm sort of shifting my hand along the wall to try and find the switch. I'm like, where's the light switch? Where's the light? And then from the darkness, there's this voice that says, I've looked for it. I can't find it, or whatever you said.
Something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was like, I've tried to look for it already.
Yeah.
That was the line. And I thought I honestly had a cardiac arrest. I legitimately thought I was going to have a heart attack at that point, because this voice from the darkness spoke to me, and I think I just fell on the floor.
I mean,
because I was terrified. I was scared.
I mean, yeah, because I'm a very, very
in my chest.
I like being early. I mean early. So that time slot was either 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock.
9 in the morning, I can tell you. It was 9 in the morning.
So I would get there like 8, and I would know for a fact I can walk straight in because no one's in here at 8 o'clock because it's not open.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can go in, sit down. So I got early, walked in, sat down, and I couldn't find the light switch because it's a motion light switch, not a light switch. And so you have to walk past.
I thought there was a physical switch.
Yes. But you have to cover the entire sensor. It's meant for groups of people, so if loads of people pass it, it will turn on.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the desk with a lecturer stand for a light switch here. I could see myself on a camera. I thought, you know what, bugger it. I'll just sit down and wait. For some reason, my head didn't go, wait outside. My head went, I'll sit down, let someone else figure it out while I'm just here. Yeah.
And it was dark. It was
dark. Yeah, exactly. I had my torch out and everything trying to find it.
It was as dark as there possibly could be. I don't know why I didn't see that. But...
I mean...
And then in comes plucky me, just hoping not to be late, going, where's the light switch? And then end up having you giving me a heart attack on the floor.
See, normally in them situations, sorry
to cut you off. What was your impression of me?
Yeah.
Time?
So, right. So, again, similar thing of I knew who you were.
This should be good.
Because again, I would get normally what would happen is I'd get there early and it'd be like, let's say it's like a 10 o'clock lecture. Or 11 o'clock, I'd wait outside because you can hear people are in the doors. Yeah. So you don't want to go in. So I have to wait outside. But there'd be times where sometimes I wait outside and I couldn't hear anything, but I won't go check because I don't want to walk in on a lecture. So I knew who you were because I would be outside. Now normally I'd be waiting for these other people that I would sit with, and so I knew of you. We weren't really in anything together. Class-wise,
mostly lecture-wise.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of, I'd look around. I'd kind of sometimes you see people and you kind of okay, they seem all right, or they seem cool, or you see, okay, you kind of want. I want to know who everyone is by appearance. Like I want to know people. Okay, that's that person. That's that person who always wears that hat. That's whatever who wears this outfit. Cool.
Yeah.
So when I walked in, I didn't know it was you by voice.
Right.
Normally in that
You haven't heard me
situation,
speak before.
exactly. Normally in that situation, I would be dead quiet to the point where I think I sat down, and either when you walked in or just before, I was like, I need to think of a reason why I'm here. So I thought, okay,
In case I accuse you.
yeah. So I thought, okay, I'll sneakily walk to the top of the stairs and pretend that I've come from the door to the top of the stairs.
Oh my god.
I
didn't know you had that thought track.
Yeah. Because I was like, well, why am I sat here? I was like, why am I sat here? I don't know.
Why am I sat here?
So normally I'd try to be quiet and just not say anything in those situations. For some reason, as soon as you walked in with a torch and you couldn't find it, for some reason my head just spoke. Like it just like, without thinking, just spoke. And then as soon as you fell to the floor, I just thought it was hilarious. I just couldn't stop laughing. that was it. I was like, because also I was like, there's someone else in here who can't find the light switch. Now there's two of us. I'm not on my own now. There's two of us who are also now just in the dark.
So we're fine. You were saying as soon as I came in, you were like, oh, we're fine now because there's someone else.
There's two people sat in the dark.
You thought you committed a crime. You're like, oh, I have to go up there and act like I had no idea.
It's one of the things where, like, I walked in and just sat down instinctively. Thought, okay, I'll sit with no lights on. And as soon as someone walked in, my head goes, why am I in here?
Oh, why? You had that sort of self-referential thought where you go, hold on, why am I doing this?
It never occurred to me that someone else is going to walk in pitch black and I'm just sat here. Can't see anything.
I might terrify them.
Well, yes.
And obviously you did.
Yeah, but I found that hilarious if I did.
You did find that hilarious. I didn't find that hilarious at the time.
To be fair, we didn't speak much afterwards. We were kind of just see each other outside. And you would make a joke about, oh, do you want to go in and sit in the dark again? That would be it.
I did make that joke very often.
And then would literally every single time we'd see each other, and then I'd go in and sit 2 rows behind you. We wouldn't speak again for like the next day.
And then I think, do you think it was that, or do you think it was the Mexican wrestlers in the Cape Riviera?
It was the Mexican wrestlers, because that's. Did we get paired or did we just pick?
No, we were in a group.
No, I know that, but did we pick the groups? Or was it because we were stood near each other?
We were stood near each other at the time.
Right.
And we got put in a group. And
to be fair, I think for that, I do remember specifically going, right, I need to stand near someone that I at least know. Because I don't want I don't want to be in a group of people that I've never met before.
Yeah. And then we were they were setting up camera equipment because obviously we took a film production course.
We did.
And they were setting up camera equipment, and they needed 2 people in front of the camera to act per se, and we were like, oh, we can act.
Yeah, we can.
So we got in front of the camera, in front of the cameras. They weren't even rolling, I don't think.
No, they weren't.
We were just for lighting and shooting purposes to test it, because we were doing a cinematography course.
Yeah.
And we start talking to each other. I think that right, we have to role play.
Yes.
I said we can't just speak to each other. Obviously, me being a drama kid.
Yeah.
I said we can't just speak to each other. We have to role play this. This has to seem like it's a real scene that's happening.
Yeah.
So then we go, right. First off, we start off talking about this. I say, right, we're in a cocktail party at the French Riviera. Let's go. So then we start calling each other fake names.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know how we got onto the Mexican wrestlers plot. I think you came up with. I think I was a Russian spy, or you were a Russian spy.
Yeah.
And then I was an American spy, and then suddenly we turned into luchadors.
Yes.
Who have a bitter feud. We have a bitter rivalry. And do you remember your luchador name?
It was what was it like I do. It's it's not Matador, right? It's El something. El Conquistador.
El Conquistador, that's it. I was El Dragano.
Yeah.
And I had the flame powers, and you had like wind power or whatever.
I knew it was some random. I had the first Mexican word that came on my head. I was like, "What? It's Conquistador."
Conquistador. I thought I want to be. I said I want to be a dragon. I'm El Dragano, and I'm Master of Fire or whatever. And that was our. We had so many layers to that. We did.
There's loads of layers to that.
We were loads of layers to that. We were everybody, and it was. And then the teacher just walked by and heard a snippet of our dialogue and was like, we need to make this into a film. This needs to become a real film. And I was like, you know what? You're right.
Yes.
And I had a thought. It's like, you know what? It might not be. It may not be a very good film, but it might be a cracking podcast.
Yeah, because you came up to me before screenwriting, and were like, "Oh, I've got an idea. We should do something like we did in cinematography, and we should just talk for like an hour." And then you were like, "Oh, I know someone who does a silent radio that we do," and we literally sat there outside, spent the script in a group, and then because it was a 2-hour lesson, we had a half an hour break in the middle, and we literally just walked into the guy's office and like, right,
we walked to the editor's office.
We want a radio show.
Well, no, there was someone else there. Do you remember?
There was the female
who wanted to join the news team.
There was. Don't know her name. Still to this day, don't know.
Or whether she actually got the job or not.
Yeah.
I hope she did.
So do I.
I hope she did. Shout out to you, whoever you are.
I wonder if she remembers who we are.
Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't remember who we are. But shout out to her. I hope she got the job. But,
yes.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Well,
flying colours.
Because I knew somebody who'd worked there, who actually went to my college. And,
yes.
I knew somebody who was there. We were like, right, well, I know them. Let's go in and say something. So we kind of barged it. I'd say barged. We did. We kind of barged into his office. Said, "Hello, we'd like a show, please."
Well, we walked into the news office, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, let's just go talk to him. He loves people coming in pitching ideas." We're like, "Right, sorted."
Yeah, that's what they told us. That.
Yeah.
They said, "Just go in and speak to him." We're like, "Yeah, okay, cool."
Ooh.
And we opened the door. We're like, "Hello, we'd like a show, please." It's like, right, okay. Well, first send me an email and
yes,
come back with an appointment.
Yeah.
Go right, okay, awesome.
Yeah, well, we got an appointment.
Yeah, we got an appointment. We did our research, which was classic me.
Yeah.
And then I over prepared as usual. And then I come in saying, right, there was a load of film shows already on. And
yeah,
said,
well, we looked back at every single like film show we could find
just to check, because I found out that some of them weren't running anymore.
Yeah.
Like, right, okay, well, are all of them not running? We actually found out that all of them, bar 2, that sort of monthly, aren't running. Like, right, we're gonna promise you a consistent weekly film show that you're gonna have, and we're gonna cover everything. We're gonna give it to you all straight.
Exactly. Also, when we had names at this point as well.
We did. Remember we were going to be called the Unfilmables. What the
hell
was that?
It's because we watched The Invincibles.
We watched The Untouchables. What we watched.
Yes, that's what it was. And we were like, yeah, we were trying to think of just names of films that we could kind of pun.
Yeah, we could pun name for films. Yeah.
We're just going through all the films we watched. I was like, yeah, that might work. Sure.
Yeah. And then the real show kind of came from. I think that was the first one I thought of. I kind of thought, I bet
it was an early one.
I know what exists already.
I reckon it's because we heard it, or I heard it first, and I thought that's an alright name, yeah, sure. And then because everything else came afterwards, I was kind of really stuck with it. I reckon if we said Unfilmables first, it might be our name at that point.
Yeah, no, but I don't think it would have. I think if the real show still would have came through.
And then
it's punchy enough.
This show would be called The Filmable Unfilmables, not the real show,
and not the real show. So there we go. That's how fate works, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.